everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Power. This is Power Book 2, Ghosts. It's the Season 1, Episode 10, which is the season finale, and it was titled Power, Heart of Darkness. Alright, y'all, so this episode was fire. I really enjoyed this episode. The ending, I wish it was more like dramatic or like cliffhanger like, but it was still good overall. Before I get into this recap review, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're watching this review, and go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. Alright, y'all, let's just jump into it. So it opens up where we see Monet. We see her next to this big dude, and then we see another guy. And Monet, she got on her best around the way girl outfit. She got the door knockers on. She got her big ponytail. She got the big purse. Like, she looked like she just one of the drug dealer's girlfriends. I mean, technically she is, but that's what she looked like today. So the dude, he about to pat her down, and the big guy, which we found out is Al. For some reason, I thought Al was like going to be Hispanic or something, but he's this big black guy. Like, he protected Monet and stuff like that. And the one in front of her was like, yo, but I got to check her out and stuff. I got to, make sure she good. So Monet was like, don't worry about it, Al. Let him do his thing. So dude patting her down. He sucks at the pat down, and we gonna get to why. He was coming up to her waist or whatever, trying to get to her chest, and she was like, look, do your job, don't get hurt up in here. So then he stopped with the pat down. She go to meet somebody. Al has to stay back. We find out she meeting Rico with his old corny ass. He up there eating raw. Is that he was eating like a shrimp cocktail? Like the shrimp wasn't cooked. You know that cold shrimp cocktail? Oh, I can't stand that one. That's so nasty. But anyway, he over there. Ugh, he was just disgusting. And then he all like, oh yeah, look like you got some money for me. I like nothing but a bitch with some money or something. He said stupid. And so she like, yeah, here go your money or whatever. And then he said something about Lorenzo saving her, and then he was like, well, what about your son? She was like, he gonna live. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll see him at the next drop or whatever. And she was like, probably not. And so we find out Drew's still alive. He's still kicking and everything. And then he was like, well, all right, well, business is business. It was just business. Don't take it personally. How am I gonna take you killing my or shooting my son personally? Boy, if you don't get on my face. So then he like, well, I gotta go dip out because I got some New York pussy to go tend to or whatever. And you ain't finna give me none. Ugh. Oh, he was just disgusting me. But anyway, he go to turn. No, I think he was looking at her or something like that. And so, or he turned away for like a brief second. And then next thing you know, she got the gun out. I don't know if she pulled it from her titty or her jacket, wherever she pulled that gun from, she pulled it out. So that's why I said the pat down man sucked. Okay, he look. Well anyway, because if he wasn't dead, he needed to get fired, but he did, so he already fired automatically. But at any rate, she shoot him in the neck first. And then she shoot him like pow pow. Then she was like, now we even. So then we hear another gunshot, and then Alden took out the pat down dude. So then he done, both of them done. I said, Monet, you done took out the connect. How y'all gonna get your drugs? Girl. But then we see Kane. So Kane, remember last episode, he killed Ramirez. So he trying to hide the body. And if Kane don't know nothing else, he know how to hide a goddamn body. This fool had the man wrapped up in some plastic. He had the chains around him with the cinder blocks. Like, if this man's body is found, somebody was like swimming deep in the swamp and looking for his ass, okay? Because he had that body wrapped up tight, okay? But then his phone started ringing, Ramirez's phone. And I'm like, come on now, Kane. You should have been took that phone off that man a long time ago. Like the cell towers, like, hello. I watch enough Fatal Attraction to know they be finding people with them cell towers and stuff. He should have been got rid of that phone. But he don't get rid of the phone. He opens up the phone, see it's Diane or even Monet calling. Then he pops the phone open, takes the SIM card out, puts the SIM card in his mouth. I'm thinking he finna swallow the SIM card. No. He chew it up and then spit it out. If they go check that area and find that SIM card, your DNA on... Kane. But then he throws the phone. He spits the SIM card out. And then he takes Ramirez's badge and puts the badge in his like swamp gear outfit. I said, and then he tossed the body. I said, Kane just... Ooh, child. But this whole episode, I was worried that Kane was finna die. I said, why 2 episodes I gotta worry about if Kane gonna die? I can't be this attached to no goddamn character now. This is too much. But anyway, we see Monet. They putting the bodies in the van and stuff like that. So they got the bodies in the van, and then that's when we saw that she was trying to reach Ramirez. And so Diane pulls up, and she like, "Mom, we gotta go." She was like, "Well, did you?" She was like, "Throw away them burners that you was calling Ramirez on or whatever." Or not Ramirez, Rico on. She was like, "Already done, my already done." Well, have you talked to Ramirez? She was like, "No. I've been trying to reach him. Like, where is he at or whatever?" So she was like, "Well, he'll show up, Mom. He'll show up." We got head to the hospital to go see Drew before he wake up and whatnot. So they go off to the hospital. Then we see Tyreek in his little tight little cute little suit and stuff. He running across the campus because of course he late for class, child. But class canceled. Lauren putting up a sign saying that the class is canonical studies is canceled or whatever. So he go up there and he like, she like, "Ooh, you looking all fancy and stuff, your little purple suit. Where you finna go?" He was like, "Well, I gotta go testify for my mama today or whatever." She was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, she was like, "Oh, well, I guess you ain't get the memo that class is canceled." He was like, "What? Why is canceled?" And then he see Everett walking with the professors. So she was like, "Oh, because they still interviewing kids and stuff. They done found out some more information." And so he looking like, "Well, why the hell Everett going over there with them?" So he clocking it. And she like, well, he was like, "Well, since canonical studies is canceled, I'm gonna go roll out." So she was like, "Well, you want me to go with you? I can go put on my little cute little outfit and we can go to the airport together, like be a couple or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Represent." And he was like, she didn't say all that exactly. She just said, "I can go put my outfit on." He was like, "No, I'm good, love, and joy. I gotta do this on my own." She was just like, "Oh, okay." She looked like she was sad about it. So inside with the professors, child, Everett. All he should have said was he ain't seen nothing. But no, he trying to cover for Drew and make it seem like Drew and Zeke wasn't there. But we already know that Zeke was there because Milgram ran her big ass mouth and implicated him or whatever. So Everett is like, "Well, we left out the club and stuff." And Jabari like, "Well, who was there?" And he like, "Well, it was just a couple of us guys. We was there, and then we went across the street. Oh yeah, Zeke was there." I said, "Oh my God." And then Milgram looking like, "Oh no, no, no." And I'm like, "Well, if you wouldn't have ran your mouth to the cop, he wouldn't be in there being questioned and stuff." But he telling the story, and he like, "These dudes came up, put a gun to Zeke's knee," and Jabari were like, "Well, how the gun get away from his knee? I don't know. I mean, like, we was drunk. Like, I don't really know. I mean, like, oh, Drew was there. I mean, he was like, Drew pushed it away. Drew? Who's Drew? I don't really know who Drew is. I mean, I heard of him. I mean, I think he's Zeke's cousin. I don't know who he is. I mean, then again, I don't even know if it was a gun. Was it a gun? I don't know. Maybe it was a stick or something. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even that night. I'm like, boy, you sound stupid as it sounds stupid. So Milgram, so they dismissed Everett or whatever. And so Milgram was like, they probably talking to Jabari, talking about they probably had so much alcohol, he don't know what night it was and stuff. So Jabari like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool and stuff like that." But I think he asked, "Could we not tell the detective what we have right now?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine or whatever." And so then he was like, "Well, I'm gonna talk to you later. I got some stuff to do." So she was like, "Oh, okay." So what happened, child? So then he takes his notes that he wrote down from Everett and stuff like that so he can add it to his next chapter. Then they walk out into the hallway. Who's sitting out there in the hallway waiting for them? Zeke says. I said, "Zeke, you want to stay far from Milgram at this time. Like, you don't want to be seen with her, but whatever." He like, "Can I talk to you, Professor Milgram or whatever?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, of course." And what she had on, y'all, like, her dress was not, it was like it was cute for the club or something like that, or like a little brunch or something. It was like cut out on the side. Then her thigh was all out. I was like, where the hell she going? She teaching the students like that. That's why I got damn Jabari hot in the child. Anyway, She like, oh yeah, sure, let's go talk in my office. So while they walk into the office, Zeke grabs like her arm, like her elbow is like, like if you was with a your partner or whatever, they like grab you or whatever. Of course, Jabari sees this, so he clocking like, what's going on right there? So they go into the office. Zeke like he want to talk. Zeke is losing his mind. He like, you told the cops. I ain't tell you to tell the cops. You said you was gonna give me time to talk or come forward and stuff like that, but you ran your mouth and whatnot. Like, why would you even say that? So she like, well, it's okay. Like, it's all right. They don't know nothing. Well, what was Everett talking about? Well, I mean, he said it was something about your cousin Drew. Oh God. I got to tell my family, like, if I'm caught up in a murder trial, they not gonna know scouts going. I'm not gonna play ball. Like, he is freaking out or whatever. And so when he was like, he wanted to tell his family, of course, Milgram like, oh no, because Monet gonna kill my ass. Oh, don't involve them. It's okay. I'm gonna take care of it or whatever. So she say like, you don't want them involved. It ain't nothing. I'll take care of it. Nothing that we discussed or nothing that we got from Everett will ever go to the cops. Basically, she's saying she gonna put that thing on Jabari and Jabari gonna close his mouth. Okay? But she ain't say that to Zeke. But that's what I caught. I read between the lines. So then Zeke like, all right. So then she shoves her tongue down Zeke's mouth. I said, So then we see Drew. So we in the hospital with Drew. Drew talking about he need more morphine and stuff like that because the drip done stopped and he in pain. But he thought he was talking to Diana. It's Kane. So Kane coming there and he like, yo, what is you doing here? Like, you better hurry up and leave before Monet and Diana see you or whatever. He was like, no, they just left. It's cool or whatever. And he was like, what you doing up here? Now you worried about me, you care about me and stuff. At first you talking about if I'm with you or I'm against you. Now you up here visiting me and stuff like that. He was like, yo, man, I know I said a lot of stuff, but you my bro. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And Drew was saying something, basically trying to cut Kane off. Like, we not fam. Like, this your fault. Like, you the reason why I got shot up. Like, you the reason why the GTT boys or GT whoever, they still alive or whatever. Like, you took their side. And he was, so of course Kane go off. Well, no, it wasn't me. It was that nigga Tyreek. Tyreek then came and ruined everything and all this other stuff. So you know how Kane get all of his thing about Tyreek. Can't trust them and all this other stuff. And Kane was like, well, I was trying to protect the family. And Drew was like, Ramirez protect us. We don't need your protection. And I'm like, kind of you do. Because Kane been protecting you along with Ramirez. So don't act like he ain't take out no bodies for y'all and all that other stuff. Because episode 1, he took out that whole person who was coming after Zeke for banging the girl in the bathroom and stuff like that. So don't act like y'all ain't use Kane for protection. But whatever. So Kane running his mouth. What kind of hit man is you, man? Talking about Ramirez ain't nothing. He ain't gonna be a problem no more. So Drew like, he ain't gonna be a problem no more. Kane, what you done did to Ramirez? Don't even worry about it. He where he need to be. He won't be a problem no more. Took his ass out, shot him, dead, buried him. Like, he didn't say all that. But he did say he ain't gonna be a problem no more, and he where he at. And so, of course, Drew like, man, you's a dumbass. Like, why would you do that? Wait till Monet find out. You is dumb as hell, man. And he was just like, yo, you just selfish. You always thinking about yourself. You always making moves for yourself. Like, yo. And he was like, well, no, it's Tyreek. So Drew was like, did Tyreek tell you to kill Ramirez? Like, come on, man. You can't put this on Tyreek or whatever. So he was just like, yo, so what you cut me off too, Drew, like Diana and Mom? And Drew was just like, man, go on, leave. Make sure you bring my nurse in here so I can get my goddamn morphine. I don't want nothing else to do with you. And he rolled over and he gave him the hand, basically. So Kane, a lone soldier, all over again, child. I said, this don't make no sense. And then we in court. So this where it get the pip popping. Okay, so we in court, right? And Riley's sitting there. She done curl her little pink hair and stuff. She's sitting there looking like, I said, oh, she is bold. She don't care that He know that that's her uncle. I said, oh, okay. So then, of course, Sax calls Tyreek to the stand. Tyreek with his little purple suit on, or was it raspberry, pink, or something? I don't know. It would look cute on him. He go up there. Tasha give him the head nod. We see Tamika in the aisle or in the pews or the y'all know what it's called. He's sitting there. So then Sax starts questioning Tyreek. So he like, yo, where was you at on the night when your daddy was shot dead? Was you at Truth and stuff like that? He was like, no. I mean, I was there and stuff. We were snoozing with people and whatnot, and I was eating food and yada, yada, yada. And he was like, well, what about after 10 o'clock? Was you there? No, but I know you was there and I saw you there with a gun. Sax like, whoa, 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 whoa. This ain't about me. This ain't about me, little nigga. No, no. We talking about you. Like, you ain't see me. I was there as Sax myself. No gun. No gun, people. No gun. So he looking worried, okay? So, he like, well, was you there at Truth with your mama? Was you there at Truth with your mama? So then we see a flashback. Of course, we already know that he was there at Truth with Tasha and stuff like that. And they split up and did all that other stuff. So, of course, he lies and says no or whatever. So then, he was like, but yeah, I know you followed me to my father's grave and you got a recording and stuff. And how you get that? Because I didn't even know I was going to end up at my daddy's grave and stuff. And then Sax like, what? Shh, what? No, we ain't talking about that. Answer the question. Was you at Truth with your mama? And so the judge, so the judge and Tyreek had like a little conversation. And she was like, yeah, but I need you to answer these questions. So he was like, all right. So Sax asked him again. And so Tyreek was like, and Tamika was just nodding her head. And so he was like, yeah, but I didn't even know I was going to end up at the graveyard. Like, I was so drunk and stuff. Like, how did you know I was going to end up there at the graveyard? Like, I was tore up. Like, did you have somebody... The judge was like, oh, no. Okay, the DNC looking like, oh, shit, what the hell did happen? He looked like he about to pass out. The judge like, did you drug this little boy here and all this other stuff? And then she said something like, who knew? And then so Tyreek was like, well, I can run down the whole list of people who knew. And so then Davis was like, oh, hell no, you ain't finna say my name out loud in this open court. So he was like, chambers judge. So the judge was like, yeah, of course, we're going to the chambers. So then they go to the chambers, right? The judge going off on all of them. Okay, everybody going off. I mean, not everybody. The judge going off on everybody, right? So Davis coming in saying, I want a mistrial. She like, mistrial? No, this whole trial is just a mess. Like, you drugged this little boy. You got him drunk and stuff like that. And then you put him on, like, tell me that's not true. Tell me that's not true. So then the DNC come in there and he like, what the is going on around here? You had one job. He had this envelope and stuff, full of stuff. We don't see what's in the envelope, but of course it's probably stuff that Tamika gave him about what happened with Sax and Davis and all that other stuff. What's that lady named Paula had from Davis or whatever. So he like, judge, you get out. And she like, excuse me, this is my chamber. He was like, look, you want to be up there in Alaska or whatever, or you want to still be working here? She was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get some coffee. So she leave out or whatever. We see Tamika. Then Sax is like, well, what's she even doing in here or whatever like that? And so the DNC, he pissed. He going off. He like, you had one job to do. All you had to do was get Tasha as the queen pin. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. But no, you want to bring in Tyreek. You want to do all this other stuff. Like, come on. And then you old unethical piece of shit talking to Davis. And so Davis looking like, look, this is all right, man. But look, you look like you pull the strings around here. Okay, so what can you do for us? So basically, they go out there. Everybody gone from the courtroom or whatever. No jury, no audience, no nothing. The judge ain't in there, nothing, child. So the DNC basically say that he gonna dismiss all of Tasha's charges. So she'll be going home. However, she has to testify against Tommy Egan and run down all the information that she know about Tommy Egan. Frame him for ghost murder. Talk about the drug deal. All that good stuff. So... and she got to do this, and she'll be in witness protection or whatever. So as long as she agreed to do that, be in witness protection, take her kids, testify, she'll be free. So first she was like, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I can't, because at first she said her whole family, everybody, the baby, the kids, the baby, Tyreek and stuff. So then Tyreek was like, no, I'll be fine. Because I think the DNC was like, no, I can't put you and him together. That ain't fitting to happen. So she was like, but I can't leave my son. Tyreek was like, look, ma, I'm good. I'm going to be okay here at school. Tommy don't know me, yada, yada, yada. And anyway, Tommy wasn't going to hurt Tyreek anyway. It's just Tasha's ass he won. So he was like, Mom, just make the right decision. Just make the right decision. So then she ends up saying that she going to testify against Tommy or whatever. So they like, oh yeah, you free, yada, yada, yada. So she free. We see her with her little nice red dress on. She had that dress when she went to jail. They gave her a new dress because she had on that little frilly thing. Like, I was like, girl, what is that? But the red dress was a step up. And then she had on a long wig. So they must have gave her a fresh wig too, because that ain't the wig she went into jail with. They should have kept it continual. But whatever. The continuity, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't had that outfit on. She ain't had that wig on. But who is me? But at any rate, she come out looking fly. And then Davis got the goddamn, the CEO with her, well, you know I had to walk you out and stuff, girl. You know I had to walk you out. You gonna be back. I know you gonna be back. I was like, what you want to lick a kitty? Like, if you don't go somewhere. But she is annoying, like, the whole episode. I didn't get her point in this, like, because she seemed like she was the hard-ass CEO, but then she also seemed like she was shady, too. So, like, I just ain't really get her role too much. But at any rate, she escorts Tasha out. Then they got the whole press there. Davis called the press in, the interview and all this other stuff. So she like, I ain't want no press here. Like, why is these people here? Like, no, And he like, look, here go your script. Read it verbatim. So she looking. And she like, no, fuck that shit. Thank y'all for y'all support. I am thankful to be out and see my family. Okay, peace. And then she go off. And David's looking like, really? You ain't give me no credit or nothing, Lord. So then she go over there. And then Yaz taller than the grandmama. She give everybody hugs and kisses and stuff. And then she go to Tyreek and give him a hug. And was like, look, when the time comes, we finna run. I'm not finna testify against Tommy ass. He not finna kill me or nothing like that. So when we get the chance, I want you to pack up your stuff at the school, because when I get the chance to run, we out of here. And he was like, what, man? We gonna run? Yes, we out of here, okay? We ain't going no goddamn Arizona. It's hot out there. So she said no. So, what happened? Oh, so because he was like, Monet not gonna let me just leave or whatever. She was like, forget Monet. I'm your mama. I said we gonna run. He was like, all right, man, all right. And so then we see Riley and Brayton. So Riley, she trying to talk to Brayton. Brayton ain't really trying to hear what she got to say. She like, look, can you at least talk to me? He like, why I need to talk to you? A liar. Like, you lied the whole relationship. Like, I'm not finna talk to you. What, you gonna run back and tell your uncle what I said? Like, come on, ain't nobody got time for that. So she was like, no, I just want to warn you against Tyreek. Like, you did not see him in court today. He is hiding some stuff. Like, I think he killed his father. You don't really know him. He was like, well, I don't really know you neither, because you was lying the whole time. Like, the whole time, sis. The whole time. So she was like, well, I was in love with you, and I still am, or whatever. He was like, well, too bad, sis. And peaced out and walked off. But he kind of looked sad or whatever. You know, his heart was in there. But anyway, we see Zeke. He knocking on the door. So he busts in Tyreek room and stuff like that. And then they talk about the case a little bit. And then Zeke like, I've been reaching out to Drew, but I can't reach him or nothing like that. Have you heard from him? And he was like, no, I ain't heard from him. He was like, wow, what's up? He was like, they talking about Drew, everything, implicated Drew into the whole shooting thing, and now they think Drew had something to do with the dead kid on campus and stuff, and I'm just trying to look out for him, you know, just in case his name get brought up or whatever, so I'm trying to find him out or whatever. Tyreek like, what? Huh? So then Zeke fill him in on what happened. And so he was like, look, Tyreek, you need to stay away from my family, because if they know about Drew, they finna put two and two together and put your name in it too. So you might want to, back up and leave or whatever. And then he was like, yo, I wish you would have stayed away from my auntie the way I told you to in the beginning or whatever. And then he leaves out. Then Tyreek, we see him texting somebody. I'm assuming it was Diana, because they met up in the next scene for coffee. So they talking and stuff, and then he tells Diana that Zeke is wondering about Drew. He don't know Drew got shot up and stuff. And then Diana like, well, Monet don't want him really involved and stuff. And she want him to be, out of it and stuff. And Tyreek was like, well, he kind of clueless. He don't really know what's going on or whatever. And I think something else happened, because then Diana was like, damn, or whatever. And so, something else happened, child. Oh, and so Diana tells Monet that Diana told Tyreek that Monet killed the Connect. I'm sorry, I watched this like at 11 o'clock this morning. It is now, what time is it? Almost 7 o'clock. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what happened in the scenes. So at any rate, she tells Tyreek that Monet killed the Connect, and that they got people watching over him and stuff like that. And then Diana was like, well, Ramirez ain't taking our calls or nothing like that. And then Tyreek like, well, why you think that he not taking the call? So then she hesitated a little bit. And so he like, oh man. So they both came to the conclusion that Kane then killed freaking Ramirez. So she was like, he is a loose cannon. Like, he is lost it. He is out here. Like, you better watch your back or whatever, because he could be coming after your ass next or whatever. And so Tyreek like, what goes? Tyreek was like, well, why would he kill Ramirez? Like, why would he do that? He was like, cause she was like, look, cause Ramirez, he hated Ramirez, but he hates you more than he hates Ramirez. So, yeah, you might want to dip out. So that's two people telling him to leave or whatever. And so he was like, it's all right. It's going to be all right, Diana. It's going to be all right. I got your back. I'm covering you and all this other stuff. So then we see Jabari. He texts Tyreek. He texted Tyreek and told him to meet him in class or something like that. Then we see Brayden, because they walking through, I think it's like the next day. Is it the next day? I think I want to say it was the next day. Because when he was meeting with Diana, it was nighttime. But when he was meeting with Brayden, I think it was light outside or whatever. But at any rate, he meeting with like they walking through the quad or whatever. So Brayden stops Tyreek and they talk a little bit. And Brayden's telling Tyreek about what Riley said and stuff. And he like he asked Tyreek like, what's going on or whatever, to see what he was going to say. And so, because he, like I said, he told him what Riley said about him what happened in court. And so Tyreek like, you believe her or whatever. And Brayden, you can see on his face where he do believe Riley a little bit, but he not going to tell Tyreek. And so he tells Tyreek, no, I don't believe her because she be lying or whatever. So Tyreek tells Brayden, like, I don't think it was all fake with her, because she damn near lived up in our dorm room or whatever. And so Brayden, of course, he like, well, I got that, yeah, or whatever. And so then they start talking about the drugs. So Brayden asked Tyreek, what's going to happen now that your mama is out of jail? Because I know you was paying, you did this so you could pay the lawyers and stuff like that. But now that she out of jail, what's going to happen with the app? So Tyreek, because in his mind, he already thinking he going to run with his mama and stuff. So he basically saying like, well, we don't really need it and stuff. But Brayden, he like the kingpin. Like, he loved this. He like, he good at this. He good at selling drugs. This is his shit right here, right? So he like, well, if you don't really want to be all in it, all heavy like that, then I understand. But like, we making money out here. We can keep making this money. And so Brayden is trying to hype him up. But he like, look, I know. So then Tyreek thinking about it a little bit, and his mind again, he about to run. So he said like, look, if I'm not here, you can take it over. You can be in charge of it, whatever. So he was like, okay. And so they dapped it up and then they separate. So then Tyreek goes to Jabari's office. So Tyreek is like, Professor, why was class canceled or whatever? And he was like, just want to talk to you about that incident and stuff. That's why class was canceled, because what happened at the pool and stuff. And we're just asking students if they seen anything. Hey, have you seen anything or whatever? And I'm like, Tyreek, you better not answer that goddamn question. And so, Tyreek just looking all confused, like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. So then Jabari tells him, like, well, we've been looking at your roommate. Who was his Zeke? His not Brayton, Zeke. Remember when he was sharing the room with Zeke, and then they got switched out the rooms and stuff like that. So he was like, we've been looking at your roommate and stuff like that, but we're not sure it's him. We're looking more so at the cousin Drew. Do you know Drew or whatever? And so Tyreek like, no, I don't know. He was like, you sure you don't know him? He like, no, I don't know him or nothing like that. And so this was Jabari. I think I skipped the part where I did skip a part earlier on when the professors was like, Milgram went into her office with Zeke and Jabari went in his office. He was on Google again and he looked up all this stuff on Zeke, and then he saw the picture of them at the game where it was Monet, Kane, Diana, Drew, and then Tyreek. So he knows that, of course he already know because he saw him with Drew getting the drugs and stuff like that, but then he really knows because he has evidence on the picture or whatever. But at any rate, he runs down everything that he knows or he thinks he knows and stuff. He like, I know you selling drugs on campus. I know you know Drew. He's selling you the drugs. I know that's the cousin. I know this. I know, like, he running down all this stuff that he didn't found on Google search. Okay, I was like, damn, what Google he using? But at any rate, he tell him all that. And then he like, so Tyreek like, no, what? Who? Drew? What? Drugs? I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I be selling drugs on campus? I have no clue what you're talking about. Nope. Drugs? Nope. Not me. I'm here to get my education and stuff. I don't know nothing about drugs. Drugs is bad. Say no to drugs. So Tyreek saying all that. And so then, Jabari tells him that he's writing a book. He like, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I want to write this book about you, about your life and stuff. And he like, what? A book? He was like, but I just need your permission. I said, now you gonna ask him his permission. And I'm like, the book gonna be about Tyreek? Tyreek then wrote half the goddamn book. Boy, bye. But anyway, Tyreek is like, but can I say no? He was like, but I can help you out. You don't have to do this. I can give you half of my royalties. I can get an advance, and I can give you money from the advance. Like, I can help you out. Like, you don't have to do this or whatever. I just need your permission and stuff like that. So Tyreek like, what? And that's when he said he needed to figure something else out or whatever. And then the detective, like right on cue, walks in. Because he was saying, like, before the detective walked in, he was saying, like, the cops gonna find out. They gonna connect it. They gonna know that you friends with Drew. They gonna know all this stuff about Zeke and yada, yada, yada. So he running it down like that. And then the detective walked in saying, like, he wanted to talk to Jabari about what was happening in the school or whatever, if he found any more information out from the students and yada, yada, yada. So Tyreek looking at a detective, and then he looking at Jabari like, is he serious right now? So then Jabari writes something on a piece of paper. Later we find out it's a cell phone number, and he gives it to Tyreek. He was like, we'll talk about the assignment later on. And then he gave his number and told him to go on about his business. So then we see Tasha, because she fresh out of jail, child. She got on cute little outfit. She got her cute little wig on. She is looking fresh. She said, yes, I am free from that orange and them cornrows, baby. So she out there. She visiting Monet. Monet like, you could just let her in, or whatever. And Tasha was about to introduce herself. She was like, I know who you are. You Tasha. I do a whole lot of background searches on people I do business with or whatever. I was like, but you ain't figure out that Tyreek was James Ghost. All right. But whatever. So Tasha basically there to ask Monet to free Tyreek from her clutches. She don't want Tyreek in the game no more. She says since she out of jail, she here to get her son back, and she finna do whatever she got to do to get her son back. She there to buy Tyreek out or whatever. And I'm like, where'd she get this money from? But because they don't have no money, right? But at any rate, she like, I guess she could get it from what's the sister name? Poe, Joe, Lo, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, she like, well, you don't have what she say? Tasha was basically begging her, and she was like, "Well, no, Monet wasn't having it." She like, "You not fitting to buy him out. He's a grown ass man. If he wanted to get out of jail, I mean not out of jail. If he want to get out, he can get out. Like, no, like." It don't work that way. And so Tasha do this whole monologue about as a mother and you have children, you want your son involved in this and stuff, and then your son got shot. Like she go into this whole like woe was me monologue and stuff like that. And Monet looked like she was buying it. But she was like, no. He the man he want to be. Like, you not going, And so then Tasha was like, well, what about your wayward son, Kane? Like, would you want this life for him or whatever? Or did you want this for him? And so she was like, no, it's too late. It's too late. It ain't no fixing Tyreek. This is what he belongs to me now, okay? And that's what all these pop. So all these bullets start shooting. I'm like, well, damn, who the fuck shooting up the club? Not the club, but the bar up or whatever. Alden got shot, so he did and stuff. Monet, she holding her own, pow. Tasha like, oh my God, what's happening? What? Bitch, they shooting. What you mean, what's happening? Anyway, Tasha go run into the window because it's a car speeding off, and it's a mother freaking blue Mustang, child. I said, ooh, Tommy. So Tasha, so then we see Tyreek. He packing up some stuff or whatever. Tasha go busting through the dorm door. Tommy back. We got to get the hell up out of here. He just tried to kill me. I was out there with Monet, and he like, Monet, look, don't worry about that right now. We got to get some gas, and we got to get the hell up out of here, because Tommy is trying to kill my ass. And then Tyreek is like, well, look, Mom, I can get some money. Is you not hearing the words that's coming out my mouth? This man almost killed me, okay? We got to go. You talking about some money and stuff. And he like, look here, Mom. Look. And she like, no, Tommy is the killer. He like, and I'm a killer too. She like, oh, shit, wait a minute. So she looking like, you might be right. You is the killer. Goddamn it, wait a minute. So she all wide-eyed, looking all scared and stuff. And he like, look, you gotta trust me. I held you down while you was in jail. Just trust me right now. Just trust me. It ain't too many places that Tommy can hide out while he in town and stuff. So just really like trust me. I got this or whatever. I got this. So then Tasha like, oh, I'm gonna have to believe you. So she leaves or whatever. And child, when she went to go open up that door, I would have bet money that Tommy was gonna be behind that door with the gun and just shot her ass. That'd have been some good shit. But no, he wasn't behind the door. So then we see Tyreek. He picks up the paper with Jabari's number on there, and I guess he gonna text him or call him later. We see Lorenzo and Monet. She in there telling him what just went on. She thinking it's the Connect people who was trying to shoot at her, because she don't know who Tommy and them is. She think it's the Connect. And they going back and forth and stuff, and he like, you shouldn't have this is all your fault. Basically he was blaming her, and she like, look, I held it down or whatever like that. This is your fault. You the one who wanted all this, and while you in jail doing nothing, I'm out here doing stuff. I'm making money moves and stuff. And he was like, well, you shouldn't have killed the Connect before we didn't have soldiers on the ground and stuff. You got Kane out here with all the goddamn soldiers and shit. And she like, well, what? Like, what you want me to do about that? He like, look, you need to get Kane back on our side until we can retaliate or whatever. So she like, no. He like, what I say? You better go and do this. She like, all right, whatever. We gonna do this. Now you need to find Ramirez. He was like, what I'm finding Ramirez for? Because obviously he know they screwing. So she was like, so he can handle things. He was like, yeah. So I'll find Ramirez and see what he up to or whatever like that. So because Lorenzo said something. And yeah, because Lorenzo was like, well, ain't nothing that happened to him. I don't think Rico knew about Ramirez, and nobody else knows about Ramirez other than, and then you could see Monet thinking like, damn, Kane did something. So she thinking hard. So then we see Kane, he slapping it from the back, he powing, and Monet go busting the door, child. Get the fuck out of here. So he holding his, I was like, ooh, his little booty cheeks. So, because he was covering up his dangling, you weren't going to see that on TV. But anyway, he go put on his drawers. The girl put on her high thong and ran out the room or whatever. She had no booty at all. And Monet like, where Ramirez? He was like, why would I know where your where your bitch at? You should have kept him on a longer leash or something like that. And she like, what you do to Ramirez? Well, he was like, look, I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what you talking about. And so she pulled, because she had the gun out or whatever. And so he like, what you talking about? You fighting over Ramirez? He wasn't even blood. Wasn't. As in past tense. I said, Kane, come on. Work on your grammar. He ain't even. Come on. Anyway. She like, what happened, child? She was like, you was a dumbass. Like, you always doing stuff and you ain't even thinking and stuff. And he like, this. And so she was like, this my fault. This my fault. I did this. But you grown now. You can't keep holding me accountable for your decisions and stuff like that. Come on. You always doing some dumb shit or whatever. And Kane like, no, you can't make the right decisions neither. You hired Tyreek. You did all this. She was like, come on now, Tyreek. Save your sister's life. Come on. You blaming him for this? Like, get the out of here. She was like, look, I can trust him. I can't trust you. And so then she leave. I said, damn, Kane, you was fitting to be back in. You was fitting to be back in. All you had to do is say, Ramirez ain't even blood. Oh, Kane. So then we see... So then, who was it? Tyreek sees the blue Mustang. So he found out what time he was or whatever. He texts Jabari. He like, I need that advance quick. You know this finna be long, so just stand by, okay? He's sitting on the car waiting for Tommy. My boy Tommy come out. I said, okay, Tommy. He was visiting Cash, I guess dropping off some money or whatever like that, because he did tell Lakeisha he was going, hold him down and stuff. He sees Tyreek. So he like... If you don't get your... Look, I gave Ghost my word I wouldn't kill you or whatever like that. But if you don't get your skinny ass off my goddamn ride, I'm going to choke your ass out. So then Tyreek like, yo, I heard you came for my mother. He was like, yeah, I'm not done yet. That was just round one. Best believe I'm going to kill her ass, okay? She is gone. She trying to set me up, talking about I killed Ghost. Like, hell no. Like, he ain't worried about the drugs and all the other stuff. He just like, look, I ain't killed my best friend, okay? So he like, look, you can't come after my mama. You can't do that. Tyreek like, well, no, like she had to do this for her family and stuff, man. Like this all she had to do. He was like, well, she know the street. She know she ain't supposed to be snitching and stuff like that. And so, what else happened? He called him Uncle Tommy and stuff. He was like, don't call me Uncle Tommy. That uncle shit went out the door when you killed my brother or whatever. So then something happened where Tyreek had said Lakeisha name. And so then Tommy was like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's another reason why I need to put a bullet in her ass. I said, oh, child, you was not helping your mama out. You was not helping your mama out. So then Tyreek pleased and was like, look, I got an idea. Just give me a chance to run this idea with you or whatever. So then Tommy like, all right, I'm listening. So we see sex. Child, I did not need to see him screwing. I didn't need it. Anyway, they getting it in, and he with the attorney. She an attorney or something like that. They doing it and stuff. They getting it in. Bow, bow, bow. His phone buzzing and stuff. It's Davis basically texting him talking about something. They done spotted Tommy. They know where he at. His mama car done got robbed, or he done took his mama car and stuff like that. So they like, all right, bet. So Sack's like, look, I'm district attorney for 24 hours. I'm finna bring this dude in or whatever. So we see Tasha. She coming out the beauty supply store with more bags of weave and stuff like that, or more wigs. Who knows, child? But she, running her errands and stuff. She get in the car. Sack's in the back seat. So they got this elaborate plan and stuff, I guess, for, to trap Tommy, get Tommy locked up, yada, yada, yada. So then, of course, Tommy sees her. And so she started pulling out. Tommy following her in his mom's BMW. The whole plan was just stupid. It was just whack. And I was just like, they could have did better. But at any rate, they driving and stuff. They chasing them down. Sax somehow sits up and he sees Sax in the back seat. And then, of course, he see the FBI people because they not even inconspicuous or nothing like that. And then Tommy go driving all crazy like. And then he crashes into something and kaboom, the car blow up and make it look like he did, yada, yada, yada. Like, we saw this a mile away. I don't understand why the FBI people didn't see this a mile away. Like, who body did they put in the car? But whatever. So that was that. So then we see Jabari, right? Yeah, we see Jabari. and he got the money. He hands Tariq this little satchel of money or whatever, and he hands it to Tariq, and instead of just handing the money to Tariq and just going and saying, okay, I got your permission to write this book, he want to ask 100,000 questions. Like, damn, nigga, you can't close out no chapter by just making up a story. Like, hello, that's what authors do. Like, get out of here. Like, who killed the boy at the pool? Was it Drew? Was it you? Was it who was it? Was it Zeke? I need to know. Like, you asking so many questions. And so Tariq, like, look, I don't know what you talking about. Of course, Kane come up like, yo, nigga, I knew you was a snitch. I knew you couldn't be trusted. I knew all this stuff. Yada yada yada. He done shot Jabari in the stomach. Jabari, he dying on the ground and stuff. And then so Tariq with his smooth talk, like, look, man, like, you can't be shooting people up in here, man. Like, this man bleeding out, like, he a whole professor and stuff, and they gonna put 2 and 2 together, and then Monet gonna find out you killing people up here at the school, and then it's gonna be hot, and then, like, come on, man, you can't even do this. Kane, like, I don't give a fuck about this nigga, man. I'm about to kill your ass too. You gonna be dead too. I'm already dead, so who cares? Everybody gonna be dead. So then Tariq like, no, man, no. This is the same gun you killed Ramirez with. How you know about Ramirez? Everybody know Kane because you running your mouth. Shut up. So then Tariq like, look, just give me the gun. I'm gonna take the gun. I'm gonna shoot this nigga here. He gonna be dead, and then we gonna roll off into the sunset. Ain't nobody gonna know shit. They just gonna think that somebody came up here shooting teachers and students on the campus and yada yada yada. Kane at first was kind of scared. Tariq like, look, if I do anything shady, you could just take the gun that's in your pocket and shoot me with that. Like, look, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Like, come on now, like, let's go. So then Tariq gets the gun, and so he tells Kane, like, look, go into a public place where people can see where you was at the time of this death. So Kane like, all right, little nigga, all right. So Jabari thinking that Tariq was lying, like just trying to get Kane away and stuff like that. He like, good. They're very clever. Now go ahead and call 911. He was like, nah, nigga, you finna die. Like, why you had to ask me all them questions? Like, why was you being so nosy? Why you just ain't give me the little satchel of money and just went on about your way? Like, you know too much. Like, I got to put you down. No, this ain't you. You're just a good boy going bad and stuff. No, you don't know me. Because I shot my own father. I killed my own father to protect my mama. I killed my own best friend to protect my family, and I'm finna kill you to protect my family. Pow. So he kills him, and then Kane hiding behind a tree. That's not a public place. He hide behind a tree, so then he sees Tariq the real deal, and then he goes off. Then we see Milgram reading an email from Jabari, and then Zeke about to smash. Then we see Zach's packing up. Davis come in, tell him like, look, I got a job for you. He writes down this big ass figure on a piece of paper. Sax almost choked on his own saliva and was like, yeah. So Davis was like, all right, pack up everything in this office and bring it on down to our office. So then we see Tommy, and Tommy looking in the mirror, Tariq calls up Tommy, and Tommy was like, well, I'm hitting on 95. Thanks for the plan. Everybody think I'm dead. Yada, yada, yada. So then Tariq like, no, that ain't sound right. So then he calls somebody and said he needs his help. We see Tasha at the gravesite. Talking to her daughter and stuff like that. Tariq pops up. She like, what took you so long? What's going on? Or whatever like that. And so he was like, where Yaz? Well, we leaving Yaz. Yaz don't need to come with us right now. She need to stay with mama and stuff like that. All of a sudden, the FBI, they go grab her up. We see Tommy behind the grave, the headstone. And he was about to pop up and shoot Tasha ass, but the FBI came, carried her away. It was a whole, I can't leave you. They took her in the car, sent her on to Arizona somewhere. Because Tariq had called them, was like, it's a threat on my mama's life. You gotta get her, take her out of here. So they took her, yada yada yada. So then Tariq there by himself, he talking to the sister and stuff. Tommy come up to him, little nigga, I knew you wasn't shit. And then Tariq like, I had to protect my mama, I knew you was lying. And then next we hear a click, and Tommy like, who the hell you rolling with that got balls big enough to put a gun up to my head? She was like, don't need balls, nigga, just a steel in the a piece of steel in the upper hand. I said, okay, Monet. Oh, so then she was behind Tommy, about to kill Tommy, and of course Tariq was like, no, don't kill my Uncle Tommy, don't kill him, don't do that. So she was like, look, he the only reason why your ass is still alive here or whatever like that. So then Tommy was like, all right, but I'm going to keep hunting your mama down for the rest of her goddamn life till she dead. And he was like, well, that's why I called the FBI. Okay. So then Tommy like, just give me my gun, Tyreek, and so I can hit him out my way. They don't give him his gun. And so he was like, just like Goose. Shoot just like Goose or whatever. And so he said, I forgot what Tyreek said, but whatever Tyreek said, that's what he said. And then Monet was like, well, you killed your daddy or something like that? He was like, yeah, I really had to kill my father or whatever. But even though he did, Ghost never died. And so at this point, Diana and Drew had pulled up. And so Monet and Tyreek go off with Diana and Tyreek, I'm not Diana and Tyreek, Diana and Drew. And that's how it went off. The episode was good. This review is long as hell, but the episode was like 69 minutes, almost 70 minutes. So, of course, I'll give y'all all of it. So it was going to be long. I hope y'all enjoyed this review recap. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down there in them comments. If y'all did like this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And I'm 100 away from 1,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And I've been forgetting to put the little emoji, so this emoji will be a red heart. Let's go with a red heart because that's the first thing that popped in my head. So hit a red heart down there in them comments to be added to the giveaway because we are 100 away, y'all, and we fitting to turn up when I hit 1,000. Okay? All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.